Old English drinking song. Music, maestro, please. 10 whiskey bottles standing on the wall. 10 whiskey bottles standing on the wall. And if one whiskey bottle should accidentally glug 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 fall. There'll be 9 whiskey bottles a-standing on the wall. 9 whiskey bottles a-standing on the wall. And if one whiskey bottle should accidentally glug 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 glug. Oh, there'll be 8 whiskey bottles standing on the wall. 8 whiskey bottles standing on the wall. And if one whiskey bottle should accidentally glug 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 double glug 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 glug. Sprawl, call, call. There'll be 7 whiskey bobbies standing in the hall. 7 whiskey bobbies standing in the hall. If one whiskey bobby should accidentally glug 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 glug. Oh. I haven't finished paying for it. Glug 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 glug. Fall. There'll be 6 wizard rebels running through the hall. 6 little howls jumping through the hall. And if one was in hobble, said accidentally bottoms up. Glug 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 glug. Don't throw a match, whatever you do. Hey! Hey! Got him. Oh. Oh, Miss Five in the nose, jumping up the wall. Oh, with the house, I'm in the hall. And it was Glen's plan that accidentally.
Hello, lost something?
Yes, I've lost my virginity.
Oh. Right, I'll give you a hand to look for it.
Very kind, thank you.
Okay, now, you're sure you're lost it round here, aren't you?
Pretty sure. Mind you, it's a couple of years ago.
Yes. Time flies, doesn't it? Yes. I hope you don't mind me asking, old chap, but why do you suddenly want your virginity back after all these years?
Well, you see, I'm getting married in a couple of weeks. And
Well, congratulations!
thanks very much.
Good.
And it's a lovely young girl, and I thought it'd be rather nice if when I got married I was a virgin again.
By Jove, lucky man.
Why's that?
Your bride-to-be, I take it she's a virgin.
Oh, yes, yes.
Lucky man.
Do you know, I suppose I am, really.
There aren't many of them left these days, I know.
course, she's not a local girl.
Thought not.
No. No, she's from Newport Pagnell.
Newport Pagnell. Could have guessed.
No. Why?
Oh, thanks. That's where I come from.
Well, there's a coincidence for you.
Yes. Deflowered many a young maiden there, I can tell you.
You dirty old...
Before I got married, of course.
Of course,
yes. Even learnt all the girls' names off.
The ones that you,
Learnt all their names off in alphabetical order.
Oh, yeah.
Let me see now. There's Grace Angel, Mary Beale, Margarita Byron, Alice Campbell, Rose Carmine, Marion Cowan, Mabel Glaive, Dolores Hayes.
Who?
And Dolores Hayes. Do you know the girl at all?
No, of course, no.
She's the girl you're going to marry.
Oh, well. I thought I'd be the first.
Listen, did she tell you that she was a virgin?
Not in so many words, no. And I come back and get on my hands and knees.
No, I had a letter from Dolores only last week.
A letter?
Yeah, and she said that as she was getting married to a virgin...
Yeah, I did rather imply that I hadn't...
Yeah. She wondered if I could do her the honour of returning her virginity.
Have you got it with you?
Oh, yes.
Well, yes. Could I take it to her?
What a good idea, yeah. Hold on. Well, now that she's got hers back, I think we'd better set about finding yours. Not off.
Tell me,
Love to.
how's Agariste?
Agariste?
The love of your puny little life.
The midwife.
The midwife.
Passed away, the poor dear.
Selfish.
Bad attack of deep-fried haddock.
It's going around.
Choked on a bit of spine.
Oh, what a nice way to go.
Mind you, she was well over 70.
You gave a good fund for her money.
Quite. Her last words were charged with emotion and,
Blood.
that's the stuff. She remained loyal to the end. They don't make sex-crazed midwives like her anymore.
What were her last words?
The death prattle.
Her last painful words.
She said, "Not just now, darling. Can't you see I'm... dead, just like that. A real trooper.
Game to the finish.
The soul sidled from the body.
Like the yolk from its shell.
Up into the great frying pan of the night.
To simmer gently for a while.
Before being transferred hungrily into the mouth everlasting.
Life without end of her maker.
The great gynecologist.
Up there in the sky.
Poor Agariste.
No more will she thrill to the screams of agonized mothers.
Take part in the slippery tug of birth war.
A grave miscarriage.
Nearly spoilt my evening, as a matter of fact.
Oh, death is always inconvenient.
In Mr. Death's house there are no clocks.
Time is just a toy of the living.
But I gave her a nice funeral.
The least you could do.
The best that a fraction of her money could afford.
What did you do with the change?
Bought shares in the Beatles fan club and a ticket for the policewomen's ball.
Cunning move. Any luck?
God, yes. Met a beautiful policewoman.
A cute little number.
483.
Lovely.
A favourite of mine. Of course, you know what happened.
Yes, I've read the script. Love. Love, isn't it?
What wonderful times 483 and I have together.
They do say that policewomen are particularly promiscuous.
Her body is a vast repertoire of fingerprints.
Well thumbed like a little black book.
And those gay navy knickers.
The habit of the falls.
Force of habit.
Yeah. Sumptuous blue knights of uniform abandoned.
Sumptuous knights of abandoned blue uniforms.
Two hearts handcuffed together, beating as one.
Every night we stroll the Mersey beat together, bathing in the setting sunlight.
Courting red-handed.
Whistling happy police songs.
Tell me,
Love to.
is she beautiful?
She has teeth like zebra crossings on a wet Saturday afternoon.
I like nice teeth.
And eyes like Belisha beacons. Rather inconvenient.
The blinking.
The little dogs that forever wee on them.
She should wear waterproof contact
I
lenses.
keep telling her.
Nevertheless, your policewoman sounds wonderful.
She's the pick of the cops.
Your trusty police bag.
My truncheon voucher.
Your dream from Z-Cars.
My vixen of Dock Green.
Your VIPC.
My 483.
Tell me,
Love to.
would it be all right if I was to ask her out one evening?
I'm sorry, I never share a copper with a guy, mister. Now, I often buy women's magazines for the letters at the back and for the love stories in the middle, so I'd like to read you a love story from this week's Woman's Own. What a beastly swizz, thought Sally. As the rain pattered on the window panes, my first morning in London, and it has to rain. Sally Primrose, orphaned at the age of 3, had spent the last 18 years with kind Aunt Meg at Sunnyside Farm in the Cotswolds. Life on the farm had been lots of fun, especially with the horses. But on her 21st birthday, she decided to try her luck in the big city. But now she was feeling lonely and homesick. London's such a big place, she thought, and the people seem horrid. If only I could meet the man of my dreams. Her reverie was interrupted by a tall, dark, handsome knock upon the door. She opened it, and to her amazement and pleasure, found a short, sharp young man. Hello, he implied. Obviously embarrassed. Is Julian there? Julian, echoed Sally. I doubt it. You see, I moved in here only last night. Oh, I'm most frightfully sorry, said the stranger, blushing furiously. But you see, he used to live here. Sally tossed her chestnut hair back and laughed gaily. Well, why not come in for a coffee? I was just about to make one. The young man was only too pleased. He introduced himself as Nigel, who worked as an architect somewhere in the city. Something about the dark hair and laughing eyes was so reassuring, and the straight white teeth which showed when he laughed. This is Wizard, McLeaned Nigel. You must come out with me tonight. Sally's heart thumped madly. I've got some rather jolly chums, and we could all go out and have a spiffing time. Spiffing, echoed Sally. It was then that she realized that having just taken a bath, she was naked. Oh, you must think I'm awful, said Sally. Not at all. I think you're super, said Nigel, as he leapt upon her like a prize stallion. 3 weeks later. Sod that bleeding rain, said Sally aloud, and turning away from the window, spat absent-mindedly at 2 flies playing piggyback on the mantelpiece. And get out of bed, you drunken bum. It's 2:30. The man in the next room continued to snore. You git, you've drunk all the gin. What am I going to do for breakfast? Sally ran her fingers despairingly through her flaming red hair. Then, remembering the half bottle of scotch she had previously hidden in the bread bin, she alcoholically poured herself 2 fingers and a thumb of the fiery liquid, followed by a bowl of crispy, crunchy purple hearts. Feeling a little better, she was just applying nail polish to her navel when there was a homemade knock upon the door. Hitching up her black leather knickers, Sally opened it. There stood kind Aunt Meg. Bloody hell, thought Sally. What a jolly surprise, she said. Do come in. Auntie picked her nose carefully between the debris of the previous night's debauch. Sorry, the room's in a bit of a mess, said Sally, surreptitiously rolling a nude Pakistani under the sofa. But, you see, we had a bed warming, housewarming. last night. I'm afraid things aren't as rosy as they appear to be on the surface, said kind Aunt Meg. Here I've brought you some of your favourite home-baked apple pie. Sit down and tell me all about it. The sight of the apple pie and the smell of horses about her dear auntie filled her with remorse. She burst into tears. Oh, auntie, I've been a damned little fool. I'm in the crutches of a cruel, dirty man called Nick the Greek, whom I met in Southend. He is a shady businessman and is known as a Southend bubble. But after a fortnight of mortal sin, I'm ready to leave the filth and excitement of London and return home back to Sunnyside Farm. Just then, Nick the Greek lurched into the room like a drunken stallion. You're not going nowhere, he said garlically. I'm gonna teach you a lesson. But as he stepped forward, the door was flung open and in bounded Tom Brewer, the husky, handsome farm labourer, pitchfork in hand. Take ye that, ye foreign rotter. Said Tom, felling the villain with one sunburned swipe. Nick collapsed like a broken deck chair. Sally, who had always really loved Tom, but who had mistaken his rustic gentleness for idiocy, now realised how wrong she had been. I love you, Tom, she murmured with real emotion. And I love ye, said handsome Tom, huskily. Come back with me to my farmyard hovel, and we will live happy ever after, just like they do in them comics. Sally smiled. Yes, Tom? Yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've come along to the Queen Elizabeth Old Folks Home to interview one or two of the inmates here. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello, lady.
Hello.
How are you?
Would you like to tell me, sir, how you spend your day here at the Old Folks Home?
Oh, yes, I would, sir, yes. In the mornings,
Yes?
those of us what haven't died during the night, are woken up with a cup of tea and a nurse.
And a nurse.
Then the ones that can walk, we all walk to a communal bathhouse where we all climb into a large bath.
Do you mean men and women together, sir?
Yes, that's right, yes.
Isn't this rather embarrassing?
Oh no, because you see, when you get over 70,
Yes.
you can't tell the difference,
No,
mate.
of course you wouldn't. How about...
They're all
Yes.
shit, they're all
Yes.
shit.
How about the afternoon, sir?
Aye.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
no,
How are
no,
you?
no.
I like saying good
No,
afternoon.
no. How do you spend the afternoon, sir?
Oh, well, in the afternoon. I get strapped into me wheelchair and we are all wheeled out onto the lawn for a drop of fresh air.
And if it's raining...
We get wet, you suckers.
A wonderful old carriage. Ah, yes, wonderful old performer. Ah, now I see a very interesting old gentleman here. Snore. Sir?
Snore. It's the angel
Sir,
for me.
I wonder if I might...
It's the searchlight. The wee searchlights have come back again.
It's an old jock.
Back to me.
Sir,
I'm
I'm...
having a rotten dream, you know.
Yes, so I'm from...
Lost in place. You big stupid nit. I don't know.
Now, sir, how old are you, sir?
108 years old.
108 years young. By Jove. I bet things have changed when you were a lad.
No.
No, I mean, I bet things are different now to what they used to be.
They're just the same.
Couldn't be. I mean, you were a boy at the time of the American Civil War. There was no electricity, no motor car.
There were motor cars.
Not at the time of the American Civil War, sir.
My great-grandfather
Who lived in the 16th century, yes.
was a bus driver.
A bus.
He drove the number 88 bus from Piccadilly to the East Bank here.
I'm afraid he couldn't have done, sir.
Did you know my great-grandfather?
No.
Well, shut your hole.
What is the secret, would you say, sir, of your longevity?
Pardon?
The secret of your longevity, sir?
Living a long time.
Living a long time. Yes. And do you drink, sir?
I'll have a wee droppy if you don't mind.
Wonderful sense of humour. And do you smoke?
Aye.
How about women?
I have about 15 a day.
Women?
Cigarettes. Women give you cancer.
Of course.
No known cure for women.
I was wondering finally, sir, you'd care to recommend any special diet?
Oh, no. I eat everything except pork.
Why is this? Are you a Jew?
Pardon?
A Jew?
A Jew. I'm bon voyage to you, Jew. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as it's been such a rip-roaring show and that, we'd like to close the first half, as we say, with a dynamic song, this is. This song's a killer, so I'd better warn any of you of a weak and nervous disposition to quietly pass out now, say the end, ladies. But it's got such a strong rhythm, will you just excuse us while we get it under control, is all right? Ready, on? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Today's Monday, today's Monday. Monday is washing day, is everybody happy? You bet your life we are.
Today's Tuesday, today's Tuesday, Tuesday soup.
Monday is washing day, is everybody happy?
You bet your life we are.
Today's Wednesday, today's Wednesday. Wednesday is roast beef.
Tuesday soup.
Monday is washing day, is everybody happy?
You bet your life we are. Today's Thursday, today's Thursday. Thursday is shepherd's pie. Wednesday's a roast of beef. Tuesday soup. Monday is washing day, is everybody happy? You bet your life we are. Today's Friday, today's Friday. Friday's fish, Thursday is shepherd's pie, Wednesday's a roast of beef, Tuesday's soup, Monday is washing day, is everybody happy? You bet your life we are. Today's Saturday, today's Saturday, Saturday's pie day, Friday's fish, Thursday is shepherd's pie, Wednesday's a roast of beef, Tuesday's soup, Monday's washing day, is everybody happy? You bet your life we are. Today's Sunday, today's Sunday, Sunday is church. Saturday, Friday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday's roast beef, Tuesday's soup, Monday's washing day.
Is everybody happy?
You bet your life we are.
Okay, man. Name the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. What does it profit a man if he should gain the whole world but suffer the loss of his own soul? It's probably the man who's gain the whole world. It's the man who's gain the whole world but suffer the loss of his own soul. I'll give you an example now. There were 3 wise men who were called Adam and Eve. And they went out to the field to sow. And as they sowed, one of them fell upon a fertile woman, and his tribe numbered many. Another one fell among some weed which he smoked, and when his son grew up, he withered and died. And the last man, who had no money, fell upon some stony brook ground. And as he lay there now, along came a band of 10 blind, deaf lepers that fell upon him as on the way home to see their father. And when the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost, amen, saw them, he said to the eldest son that had remained behind, Lazarus, get up and walk over to that cupboard and fetch me the holy book. And opening the book of holes, he gave them a cup of tea and a hot parable, saying, Pontius Pilate was with a crowd of about 5,000 Pharisees celebrating the Pasch on the marriage feast of Cana, when the master of the house came into the room where they're having the Last Supper and said, "My daughter's dead." The 5,000 said, "Pardon?" And Pontius Pilate says, "I always wash my hands afterwards." Well, no, about that time, I think it was 4:30, I'm not sure. My watch just stopped. They met in a room above a house, the apostles met in a room above a house, and they numbered about 12, or it could have even been a dozen. The records are not too sure about that point, you know. There was Simon, who was bar none. There was Joseph, who had been called Joe. There was Philip, who was a prince amongst men. And there was Timothy, who begot Thomas, who begot Joseph, who begot Judas the Iscariot, who we got into trouble for kissing a man. And there was Peter. That Peter upon this rock I should build my church, the gates of hell shall not prevail against thee, to thee I give the keys of freedom of the city. So there. Well, now, the eldest son, he went first, and then second, and then third, and finally he went forth and passed along the highway, and found a widow lying there. She'd lost her mite and didn't know where to find it. So he carried her now to a nearby inn, and was struck blind by the beauty of the innkeeper's daughter, and wandered in the desert. And he went farther, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. And 40 commandments, and 10 years later, found the promised garden of Gethsemane, where Moses and his followers hid him from the Roman governor. But now then, they heard that Herod was going to kill off all the firstborn. So they lowered a camel's eye in a basket over the city walls, and while the guard was busy looking into this, they smuggled him out the back way, wrapped in swaddling clothes and away from danger. Get well away from your danger, or you're well shut of it. Well, there now he made his escape to Bethlehem on a fast donkey, with Mary Magdalene and Joseph Locke. It's a lovely Catholic couple there, lovely. Very prolific there. Now, when he got himself now to Bethlehem, he bought a cowshed for 30 pieces of silver. And he hired it out to the shepherds to keep the lost sheep and the golden calves in. And whenever your man had to go away, he would say to the shepherds, "Feed my lambs, feed my peat," and they made him pay high prices for the privilege. And business was so good that by the end of the year, he had 12 baskets of money left over, and the crowd were astonished. But now then, he fell upon wicked ways and hurt his foot, which bloated and festered and caught the palsy and the leprosy and all them things. And finally, he couldn't do a thing with it. And all his money couldn't stop the sole of his foot from falling off. What does it profit us if we should gain the whole world but suffer the loss of our souls? I believe you're courting again.
That's right, again.
What's she like?
Who?
The girl.
The girl, wonderful.
Can she cook?
On a clear day, if I stand on the beach at New Brighton and gaze in the direction of Castle Street, I can see her navel.
She sounds splendid.
Splendid.
Can she sew or knit?
I've heard it rumoured in the clubs and eating houses of Warrington that in her younger days she was the only field marshal to win a VC for the gallant part she played in putting down the 40 martyrs.
I've never been to Warrington.
Her hands are cold and slippy like spoons.
Far less eaten there.
Soup spoons.
Is she of good stock?
She has a family tradition, ancient and revered like good trumpets.
Oh, is she musical?
On her mother's side, she can trace her ancestry back as far as the Suez Crisis.
What about her father's side?
He has two, both well covered, especially in winter.
Does she play the trumpet well?
She's better on spoons, soup spoons.
Do you have a lot in common?
Her eyes are her best feature. She has two almost identical.
Or do you think it matters little?
They're like the undersides of saucers, spode saucers.
Does she wear glasses?
Cups, with tiny handles which the fingers get stuck.
Is she a good dancer?
Her legs are like rifles, her toes like new bullets.
I must admit, I love to see a woman dancing.
She was unable to bend her knees until an army doctor removed her cartridges.
The history of surgery is the story of human progress.
The early part of her life was spent in Wolverhampton Wanderers.
A very fine team with a lot of potential.
And the remainder in Leyton Orient.
I find the East exciting.
She is not in the least exciting, but is dependable and knows how to lay a table correctly.
Oh, I must admit, I never feel at ease with a lot of cutlery.
During her middle years, when she was playing inside left for Sheffield Wednesday, she used to work every evening as a waitress in a Chinese cafe in Dundee.
Oh, the middle years are often difficult for a woman.
She had a lethal shot with either foot. There was no one to rifle her.
Did she score a lot of goals?
No, but she killed a lot of goalkeepers.
They're expendable.
Who needs them?
Does she still play?
No, she hung up her holsters some 17 years ago, despite protests from the entire population of Rochdale Hornets.
I've never been to Rochdale Hornets.
Today, her main interest is in opera. She has a voice vaguely reminiscent of the late Adolf Hitler in his prime. Adolf Hitler, the darling of the opera house at Berlin, the star of Covent Garden, Belsen and David.
A fine singer. An aggressive fellow, but a fine singer.
She possesses an innate sense of theatre. On stage, her dramatic gestures remind one of roast turkey and chestnut stuffing.
A delicious actress.
Waitress of the year.
Mistress of the dribble.
Wednesday's child as well.
Queen of the South, too.
Heart of Midlothian 3.
Dundee United 1.
Rochdale Hornets 17.
Possessor of 3 Spode Cup Winners' medals.
The toast of Covent Garden, Belsen and David.
A fine singer of arias.
An aria finalist.
Scourge of the English martyrs.
Quick on the draw, quick as bullets.
The most defecated field marshal in naval history.
A woman to be proud of.
One of the all-time greats.
Oh, this must be.
Oh, this must be love.
Number 1. Got up, did my toilet, washed, shaved, combed hair. My toilet looks much nicer now. Number 2. Got up, had shave, did Times crossword, had another shave. There is a lollipop man at the zebra crossing. With lollipops, he is trying to lure zebras across. He makes me cross, I cross. Poem for National LSD Week. Mind how you go. Thank you. I changed the mood slightly with 2 poems, 2 sort of failed love poems. First one's called My Cat and I. Girls are simply the prettiest things, my cat and I believe, and we're always saddened when it's time for them to leave. We watch them titivating, that often takes a while, and though they keep us waiting, my cat and I just smile. We like to see them to the door, say how sad it couldn't last. Then my cat and I go back inside and talk about the past. One called The Act of Love. The act of love lies somewhere between the belly and the mind. I lost the love some time ago, now I've only the act to grind. Brought her back from a party, don't bother swapping names. Identity is not needed when you're only playing games. High on bedroom darkness, we endure the pantomime. Ships that go bang in the night run aground on the sands of time. Saved in the nick of dawn, it's cornflakes and then goodbye. Another notch on the headboard, another day wondering why. The act of love lies somewhere between the belly and the mind. I lost the love some time ago, now I've only the act to grind. Finally, a poem called Let Me Die a Young Man's Death. Let me die a young man's death, not a clean and in between the sheets holy water death, not a famous last words peaceful out of breath death. When I'm 73 and in constant good humour, may I be mown down at dawn by a bright red sports car on my way home from an all-night party. Or when I'm 91 with silver hair and sitting in a barber's chair, may rival gangsters with ham-fisted Tommy guns burst in and give me a short back and insides. Or when I'm 104 and banned from the cavern, may my mistress, catching me in bed with her daughter and fearing her son, cut me up into little pieces and throw away every piece but one. Let me die a young man's death, not a free from sin tiptoe in candle wax and waning death, not a curtains drawn by angels born. What a nice way to go.
Dear Diary.
Dear Diary.
Fell in love today.
Went to the match today.
Beautiful girl, blue eyes, skin the colour of
Stoke City versus the Pool.
peaches and cream. What a figure. Perfect measurements.
4'2'4". Can be tricky, bit weak up front, but plenty of power behind.
Hadn't met her very long.
Before the game, we dropped in at the alehouse.
Before we kissed. The trouble was,
There was a dirty great queue and I had to wait 10 minutes.
I was so shy. Her lips were like
2 bottles of stout.
nectar. She got me so excited.
I had to go to the bogs before I went in.
I had to stop.
But what a game it was.
What a time we had.
90 minutes of thrill-packed action.
Just walking
And the things they were shouting out.
and saying things like,
You dirty git!
if this is love,
Get rid of it!
it's simply
Foul!
Wonderful. I feel like...
A through ball straight up the middle.
I could fly.
Get a new pair of wings.
One thing is clear, yes, one thing is clear.
E-I-A-D-O, Liverpool out of gear.
I'll be seeing her Saturday morning.
I'll be there Saturday afternoon.
Just me and her.
Along with 60,000 others.
Just holding hands.
And boozing.
Whispering.
And swearing.
Kissing.
And throwing bog rolls.
Who knows?
Who knows?
With a little luck.
And some good draws.
I may be...
Up for the cup.
Hers.
The pill.
Forever. Thank you very much for the ATR. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very much for keeping your seats warm. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very much for keeping your seats warm. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very much for the orchestration. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very much for Davy Mason. Thank you very much. Thank you very, 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 very much. It was simply spiffing and true. Now let me whisper. We love you. Thank you very much for the A3I and thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very much for the A3I and thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very much for laughing. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very much for laughing. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you very much. Thank